Dricus Du Plesis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Who will win if that fight happens next? At first I was leaning towards Dricus, just because Chimaev's fight with Usman was a wonder to behold, in a bad way. Chimaev's performance left a lot to be desired. It wasn't terrible, it was actually quite a good performance considering Usman is a former world champion and a dominant one at that. But because Chimaev was gassing out in the second and third round, and it was a close decision, some people thought Usman won, some people thought Chimaev won. A lot of people were expecting more. But there was a rumour going around at the time that Chimaev had a hand injury, and it's come to light that that rumour was true and his hand really was injured, and that's why he couldn't fight Sean Strickland for the championship. Now, if that injury hadn't happened, would he have gone for the takedown in the second and third rounds as well? And would he have gassed out as quickly in the second and third rounds? I don't know, but that does sway the odds in his favour a bit, that he would have a higher chance against Dricus than I initially thought. And Chimaev didn't wrestle with Gilbert Burns in his fight with Gilbert Burns. It was just a striking fight. But that's because his coach told him to avoid the takedowns because they were afraid of getting submitted by Burns since he's a higher ranking black belt. But I'm thinking to myself, maybe if he did take down Burns, he would have ragdolled him just like he did most people. Because Gilbert Burns doesn't have that many submissions in the UFC. He actually has very few, despite being a higher ranking black belt. So maybe he would have ragdolled him, maybe he would have got submitted, who knows. And so what would happen if Chimaev fights Dricus? Would it be similar to the Usman fight? Dricus doesn't have as high a pedigree of wrestling as Usman, but he's a bigger animal than him, and his wrestling is sufficient. Maybe he's not a world-renowned wrestler, but it's good enough that I think most likely there's a good chance he can survive the first round just like Usman did. And then rounds 2 to 5, his onslaught versus Chimaev will take place and win. I think that's one thing that can happen. But maybe Chimaev just comes out, starches him with a punch just like he did Gerald Meerschaert, but that's unlikely because Dricus is way better than Gerald Meerschaert. So I'm really looking forward to this fight. Who do you think will win? Dricus Du Plesis or Khamzat Chimaev? Like and subscribe.